Hey everyone, welcome back to the YOUnify podcast. I'm Brandyn Keating, the co-founder of YOUnify, a nonprofit organization helping you flourish and thrive, and I'm also the host of our podcast. Today, I'm really excited to be joined by Dr. Maricarmen Esper. She holds a PhD in philosophy of educational leadership from the University of Texas at San Antonio and certificates on leadership and character education and social emotional learning from Rutgers University's and St. Elizabeth College, among other studies. Her career spans more than 3 decades of work in character education, social emotional learning, virtue formation, leadership development, and human flourishing for all sectors, public and private, families, business, governments, and professionals. She has founded and collaborated with several different nonprofit organizations, both in Mexico and in the United States, supporting low-income families and strengthening community well-being. Her work has been recognized internationally. She has presented in different countries such as the US, Latin America, and Europe, and has received international awards on character education. So, Maricarmen, I'm so glad to be here with you today. You have such an impressive body of work. Could you share a little bit more with us about your professional background?
Thank you so much for the invitation, Brandyn. It's an honor being in your beautiful program. I have devoted my life to work in this field of ethical values, character education, virtues formation in all the sectors, in the families, for parents, for educators, for businesses, and for governments. And that creates an ecosystem that connect with each other. So I love this topic, and it's my mission and my passion in life to work to help the society to flourish, to develop the best version of themselves, to support organizations, schools, universities. And also, I have a master's in education with specialization in communication from the Tecnológico de Monterrey, because I dream to use the social media and the mass media to promote all the character education and values in those platforms.
Amazing. And can you tell us a little bit about your journey and what led you into the field of education?
Thank you. Yeah. Since when I was very young, I participated in nonprofits organization in Mexico to provide assistance and to help the society. And I created courses, and I created workshops to different audiences like kids, teenagers, women. I was also the president of the Center for Women Advanced.
Wow.
That's me in Mexico. And I was like 25 years old.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, I have been in this for a lot of time, but since I was doing that as like service projects, I love it, and I found my vocation. Also, my parents. See, I am the sixth child. I'm the youngest in my family, and I was all the time with my parents in my hometown. Helping people and supporting organizations.
Your parents were involved in those sorts of things?
Yes, yes.
So they took you with them?
Forever, since I breathe. I grew up like that. supporting different causes for the goodness and for the well-being of the communities. And I love that. So for me, that's part of my life in all the time I have lived on earth, and is what I love more. I feel very happy serving people and supporting these different good causes. And that's how I found my vocation, because I have also a bachelor in marketing. So it was my first career, my first bachelor, because of the businesses of my family, and I wanted to work there. But then I was invited when I was like 22 to teach in a high school.
Oh.
And I love it. And then I found my vocation, because I love the vocation of the teachers, professors, being with human beings, all ages, trying to help them to develop the best version of themselves, trying to teach academics, but trying to teach also good values to flourish. So I think, because I have been reflecting how I found my vocation, first because I learned to serve the society with my family and in organizations. And then I found that this beautiful profession of education make me feel happy and self-fulfilled.
Was there a defining moment when you just sort of knew that education was what you wanted to do, or was it more gradual?
Yes. Yeah. Kind of gradual, but also when I saw the society problems nationally, and when I saw problems like anxiety, depression, addictions, lack of honesty in the society, and problems in the families, problems in violence in the community. When I saw that, I found that in education is a great way to integrate positive values and character traits intentionally, professionally, and in the curriculum to be effective, to make the social transformation and flourishing effective. And also, I thought at that time that it was 1990.
Yeah.
And at that time, I thought, okay, how can I do this? So, how can I collaborate or contribute to this field? And I thought in two avenues: informal education, also co-curricular education, and mass media. So
I love
yeah.
that combination. Really trying to make sure, it sounds like you had a real passion and a calling to make sure that more people have access to practices that could lead to flourishing. Is that right?
Yes. And also, I long time ago, I conducted research in 1,000 families in different states, and I wanted to find what were the worst problems in the families, for example. And I found verbal violence, physical violence, addictions, lack of communication, and other topics, but mainly that. So I really love people, and I love the society, and I would like to contribute with whatever I can do.
Yeah, and clearly you do seem to have such a deep love for people and a passion for people. And clearly you are a leader for flourishing as you are contributing to the flourishing of others. I'm curious, we talk a lot about leadership for flourishing on the podcast, and I'm curious about how you would define leadership for flourishing.
Yeah. I define leadership for flourishing, contributing with all your talents and gifts for the wellness and integral development of yourself, your closer community, and the common good. So I think this is related to love a lot.
Yeah.
And I am member of the Flourishing Network of Love and Flourishing, and I like very much to get together with other experts and colleagues to analyze this because I think, and we all think, love should be integrated intentionally and explicitly in all we do. And this means living for flourishing needs to have self love, needs to love your neighbor, needs to love the community. Because if we just take care of ourselves or our families, that's not effective. We live in community, we live in cities, states, countries, and in the world. And what affects somebody in one country or in the city, it affects all of us because we are the human beings in this world, and we have not just practical actions and brain. We have our soul. We have to take care, and it's what I promote in the project of life. We have to take care as flourishing leaders of all the areas of development of a person, and spiritual, ethical, intellectual, affective, emotional, physical, economical, and more. So I think it's very important to lead, to have integral well-being for you, for your community, and for the world. And that will help the world to flourish.
Yeah, that ripple effect from the individual to our close relationships, to our community, and on up to our countries and the world. Love that. So you often talk about whole child education. How would you explain that in simple terms, maybe to somebody who's not in the field of education, and why does it matter?
Yeah. I think this is very important. Whole person development, whole child education. And I conducted a research in the US about leading schools cultivating flourishing communities for my PhD dissertations. And one of the findings was that we need to offer whole child education, whole person development, not just the narrow view of academics, because many schools, they focus just in the academic part,
Right.
and measure just the academic part. But the research shows that just the academic part is not enough to have well-being and to have a students community that they want to go to the school, they enjoy going to a school, they feel loved, they feel respected, etc. So I found in the research that schools that integrate character development intentionally, professionally, with a program, etc., and social emotional learning and whole person development, they got much better results, not just in academics, but in behavior, in environment, school climate and culture, etc. So that is very important and is what I am promoting in the world to help the people to develop not just the academic part, but the whole person in the character and also in the social emotional learning.
Yeah, and that's so interesting that it has then that positive ripple effect on all these different aspects. Yes, academics and the behavior and all of those other pieces. If somebody is watching or listening and maybe they don't have children or don't feel, really like connected to the educational systems, you mentioned that you work with people in a variety of contexts, business, families. How would somebody who maybe doesn't have children or isn't thinking about the educational system for young people a lot, how could they apply this to their own life?
Yes, that's a great question. Thank you so much, Brandyn. Yeah, I think we all should apply this to our own lives. And as I said before, since many years ago, I designed, for example, a workshop on project of life.
Yeah.
And that means in different time of our lives, we have different challenges.
Yeah.
And we all have problems. That's part of life. We have to overcome challenges, adversity, different types of adversity, for example, economical adversity or health problems or relationships problems or brain health problems, and etc. So it's very important to be conscious, be aware of our life and revise periodically how we are taking care of our own life in the spiritual part. How I have a chart, and in the chart I say spiritual, ethical, intellectual, affective, social, physical, economical, and then you check what I want to achieve in this area of my life later. How I will do this, when, why? What's the reason I want to achieve this in this area of my life? And then I will be taking care of all the important areas of my life. Because sometimes, because we are running or we have a lot of work or we have a goal to achieve soon, and we are distracted and we don't take care of our own well-being and our own flourishing, which is taking care of all the areas of our life the best we can. We will make mistakes all the time as human beings, but are lessons to learn and move on and correct pathways. And another thing I will say, it's very important to find your mission.
Find your mission. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we all have the mission of love, all human beings. But within that, then love and service. And I have research about that too. To build a caring community with education as a labor of love and service. But going back to the individual person, it's important to have your mission. And how can I find that? I can find that asking to myself, what I am worried about in my city or in the country or in the world. What touch my heart? How can I help the world? And I think we all have different talents and gifts.
Yes.
And that's good because that way we can collaborate with different areas. If I like ecology, then I have to look for an organization that's working for that, or I have to found an organization, or I have to do something for that. Or if I'm worried if the people, they don't have food, then I have to join some organization for that. And there are many ways we can find our mission And finding our mission is beautiful because then we have a purpose, a mission, and we feel happy doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the idea of thinking about how can we use our talents in service of others as a way of thinking about what is our mission, what is our purpose, and also your continued attention through all of your work to integrating all of the parts of people and helping people see their lives, the different parts of their lives as integrated. I feel like here in the U.S., even internally, we're often sort of taught to silo the different pieces of our life. There's the part of us that's supposed to make money, and there's the part of us that's social or has fun, and there's our physical well-being. But culturally, I feel like often those things are kind of separated. And I'm wondering how you think that culture and personal background shape the way that we learn and connect with others.
Yes. I think we all have the culture where we come from. Family, the country, the city, because in the same country we have subcultures.
Absolutely.
No?
Yeah.
And then that's an asset. The positive things we have in our background. And we have also to learn from new cultures and to merge all these to be able to interact with harmony, etc. But I think the language, the food, the culture, the religion, everything, it's part of who we are and our asset. So that make this world richer because I love to meet people, Brandyn, because I have new friends and then I learn from their ideas, their food, their way of living, etc. And it's very interesting and exciting. So I think integrating our background and our family values, etc., in the culture, respecting others' cultures too, is great.
Fantastic. And what would be your message to educational, public, and private sector leaders about flourishing leadership and character?
Yeah, thank you. My message is that we all should lead for flourishing. We all should lead schools, universities, businesses, private organizations, public sector, private sector, to help the people that is in our team or the people with that we collaborate with to flourish. And what is that? Help them to feel happy in that place. Help them to develop their talents. Help them to flourish like a plant, like a tree. And when you help all the people around you to flourish, then everybody flourish. And you have making the analogy, you have a beautiful landscape.
Beautiful.
But this is not like poetry or philosophy. Like, this is real.
Yeah.
Because you can love your job, but if the environment and the climate is not good there, if you don't feel loved, respected, if you cannot develop your talents and be the best version you can be there, then maybe you will leave the place, although you love your work. And if a school can be beautiful or a university, but if you don't feel heard, valued, respected, that the professor care really about you and your integrity and your well-being, not just the academics. We are treating with human beings. So we cannot treat people like robots. And we make mistakes all the time, but we can improve. How? Learning, reading books about this, attending workshops, going to conference about character development, flourishing, practical wisdom, etc. I love books, and I get crazy when I will go to book fairs and buy books because we all the time can learn more.
Yeah.
No, but my message to all the leaders in all the sectors is to care with all your heart, with all your intelligence, and with all your knowledge and leadership for the well-being and flourishing of the people around you.
Beautiful. And if somebody is listening and, it can feel like really big to say lead for flourishing, is there just one small thing that you would suggest that anybody could do after they're done listening to this podcast or watching it to kind of take a baby step in that direction?
Yes. Thank you. Research says that human relationships, are the most important.
Mm-hmm.
So, in family, at work, in the society, and it's hard because we all have different personalities, different background, and it's hard sometimes to maintain positive, harmonious relationship. But one small thing that will change the whole results and outcome will be how we treat others,
Beautiful.
how we treat ourselves, um, with empathy, respect, love, forgiveness. And if I made mistake, I said, please forgive me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to offend you, but please receive my apologies. And that's it. We like when you are a kid, you fall down and you stand up and continue running, no? And I like that's my message, just to try to be a good human being for other human being at work, at the family, and in the streets.
Beautiful.
And in the store, and wherever we go, try to practice our values and try to learn more about the virtues. What is a virtue? The most we learn about a virtue, what is a virtue? A positive habit that will help you and help others. So the most we study and learn about what does mean to be patient,
Mm-hmm.
what does mean to be kind, what does mean to be perseverant, etc. Our awareness we will be finer, but we will be better, and then we will practice better those pictures.
Beautiful. So Maricarmen, our time has absolutely flown by. It's been a pleasure to chat with you. If people are feeling inspired, they want to learn more about you, they want to connect with you, do you have anything coming up that you want to connect with people on, or what's the best way for people to get involved with you and your work?
Okay, really quick. I'm the leader of the Flourishing Leadership and Character Innovation Hub at the Academy for Teacher Excellence in the University of Texas at San Antonio, and you can reach out to me there. Also, I have a new podcast, Leaders Cultivating a Flourishing World, in YouTube, and also in Mexico, and for Latin America, I have the whole person development and flourishing center, and my email msperj@gmail.com, and then Facebook and Instagram and everywhere.
Perfect. Well, it's always a pleasure to connect with you, Maricarmen, and invite anybody who is watching or listening, if you want to do something really simple to help more people hear this message and Maricarmen's wisdom and the wisdom of all of our wonderful guests who are sharing practices for flourishing. You can click the like or subscribe button. That helps more folks access the information. We're going to have all of the information about how to connect with Maricarmen on all of her different platforms and check out her podcast in the description below, as well as ways to get involved in our Write the Future campaign, where you can do that connecting with folks in your local community to get together and imagine the hopeful future and take action steps on it that are
Brandyn,
concrete. Yeah,
I would like to say thank you so much
of course.
for this honor of being in your beautiful program. And congratulations for the great job you're doing
Oh, thank
to
you.
and flourishing in the world. And just, I will say, integrate values, virtues, character education, and flourishing and leadership intentionally in education, in the workforce.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Maricarmen. And you heard it. That's the word for the day, integrate. And we'll see y'all here next time. Thanks again, Maricarmen.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. And what else do you have on tap for you?